I am Purushottam Bharambe, course coordinator for the subjects of switchgear and protection. So I welcome you all in the seventh semester of your graduation program. Now, as we all aware about this COVID-19 pandemic situation, so by considering why in order to avoid the academic loss of our students, our institute decided to conduct the online classes for your autumn semester of 2020-21 session. So today is the first day of our online class. So I take this opportunity and welcome you all on this virtual platform provided for online classes to us by our management. So that's a Microsoft Team platform. So I again welcome you all on this virtual platform in our virtual class. So in this seventh semester, we are going to discuss with the subjects of switchgear and protection. Now this subject of switchgear and protection, from the name itself, say it has two majorly categories, say two parts are there. One part deals with switchgear and second part which is more important that deals with the protection of our power system equipments. So in the switchgear part, say in the switchgear parts, that section A, switchgear part, section B, power system protection. So before starting this syllabus or before starting the content of our syllabus, I just want to just aware you about the prerequisites for these subjects. So for studying these subjects, to learn these subjects, which are the prerequisites required? So here I list out some areas, domain areas, which knowledge is essential to study or to understand the content of our subjects. So very first thing, as in this subject we are going to provide the protection for different power system elements like alternators, like transformers, motors. So as we need to provide the protection to this equipment, so it is required that we must know the construction and working of different components of a power system. So if you know the construction, its working, then only we can provide or we can design a proper protection system for the equipments. Another thing that we need in addition with construction and working, various types of faults which occurs on these various components of power system and its fault analysis study. So if you know the various types of faults and its analysis if carried out, then and then only we can provide 100% protection to the equipment. Otherwise, your device should not protected against each and every type of fault. If you don't know or if you are not aware about some type of faults which may occur on your system, on your any power system elements. Then another important thing is measurement of various electrical parameters like say current, voltage, frequency, power, impedance, reactance, say power factor angle, anyone. So there are different methods are there. So which methods are there? So how we are going to measure it? That different measurement methods for different parameters that we must know. Then instrument transformer basic. because for protection purpose we are need to use the instrument transformers. And then if you go for the second, third or fourth generation of relays for designing the protection system, in that case we must know the basic things, basic knowledge of power system electronics component, like say basic, very basic, that's a diode, SCR, triac, transistors, MOSFET, microprocessor. That is the another types. After power electronics for next generation, microprocessor, microcontroller, its operation, and then the numerical relays are there. So these are the prerequisites for our subjects. So please take care of these prerequisites, and if you find out, if you have any additional curiosity to know the details regarding any point out of this list of points, so we will be discussed whenever we have sufficient time, or in the additional extra class we will arrange to discuss about the prerequisites, so that you should aware about the all these points. Then and then only we can very smoothly and very easily learn the subjects of switchgear and protection. Then see, if you, we all know about the switch gear. So what is switch, that we know. So everyone is familiar with low voltage switches as well as the revariable fuses which we use in our domestic wiring, in our household wiring, in our domestic wiring, household wiring. We use the low voltage switches everywhere to control all our domestic appliances, like switch we use to switch on and switch off fan, tube lights, all equipments to control it. We are using the switches. So every electrical circuit needs a switching device and a protective device also. The switching and protective device have been developed in various forms. Say there are different types of there. Like say categorize, we can categorize based on your voltage level, based on the current ratings. So switch in a general term, covering a wide range of equipment. Switch is not simply a switch which we used in our domestic wiring on the switchboard. So that is one type of switch is there. So it has a wide range of equipment concerned with switching operation. So circuit breaker is one of the switching elements which breaks the circuits at a very high voltage level or with a very high interrupting current. So that circuit breakers are there, and circuit breaker is a major component, or is a, say, in our syllabus point of view, if you see, so major weightage is given to the circuit breakers. So then see, there are several types of faults. Fault again, it's an abnormal condition. So there are several types of fault and abnormal condition. Fault currents can damage the equipments and supply installation if you allowed it to flow for a longer duration. So in order to avoid such damage, or say discontinue of your supply, every part of our power system is need to be provided with a sufficient protection, and associated with this protection system now associated with the various different types of protective relays as well as some switching devices. So the protective relays are, which, what is meant by protective relay? That protective relays are the devices which can sense the fault, which can sense the fault. It is just like a brain in our human beings. So this main function of protective relay is to sense the fault, but it's only sense the fault. Then once it sends the fault, then it will send the instruction to the circuit breaker to operate and to break the circuit. So that is done by the circuit breaker. So combinedly, protective relays and circuit breaker will protect our system from during the fault condition. So all equipment associated with the fault clearing process are covered by the term of switchgear. So switchgear is essential part of our power system. So if you see the syllabus, so in section A, mainly we deals with the circuit breakers. So in the unit number 1, see this is the content of unit number 1. Unit number 1 mostly say deals with basics fundamentals of circuit breaker. So in circuit breaker, how is the control circuit, how it operates, then how is the fault clearing process, how is auto recloser, arc phenomena, then properties of the arc, interruption theories of the arc, then there are different types of circuit breakers are again there. So then some basic terminology related to circuit breaker that we need to study. So what is current interruption, transient recovery voltage, rate of rise of transient recovery voltage, which are the different factors which affect the transient recovery voltage, then capacitive current interruption, inductive current interruption, and current chopping. These are the various phenomena related with the operation of circuit breaker. And all these we need to study in the very first unit of our syllabus. Then in second unit, it deals with first part deals with the fuses. So there are different types of fuses are there according to their construction, according to its characteristics and application. So what are the construction of different types of fuses, its operation, characteristics that we need to study fuses. So in our domestic purpose also, we were used the fuses for protection purpose long back, but nowadays from last 5 to 10 5 years mostly, so maximum places, maximum application, the fuses are get replaced by miniature circuit breakers. So comparatively, which is better in operation as well as the maintenance point of view. Later on, we see their comparisons also. But still, many places are there where we need to use the fuses only. So that's why we need to study the different types of fuses. Then circuit breakers. So in this unit, second unit, we need to study the construction and working of air brake circuit breaker, air blast circuit breaker, bulk oil circuit breaker, minimum oil circuit breaker, and remaining two parts of circuit breaker, that is SF6 and vacuum circuit breaker, we will study in the unit number 3, SF6 vacuum type circuit breaker, its construction, operation and application. Then we also study need to study the testing, installation and maintenance of circuit breaker. In the second part of third unit, we need to study the miniature circuit breaker, earth leakage circuit breaker, molded case circuit breaker. So that we need to study, which we also use in our domestic purposes. So that is a syllabus of our section A. Now section B, which deals with the protection system. So in first unit of section B, that is unit number 4, first unit deals with the first part of that unit deals with the basic terminology related to the protective relays. So what is the first essential features required? What are the characteristics, terminologies used in the protection system, protection schemes, then instrument transformer, sorry, CTs and PTs, then classification of relays, electromagnetic relays. Now, in the second part, electromagnetic relay we need to study. So there are different types of electromagnetic relays again there based on its operation, based on its application. So based on its actuating quantities like this, there are different classifications are there. So we need to study the construction, working, operation, characteristics and application of overcurrent, directional, non-directional relay. Then we also need to study different types of distance relay and differential relay, their characteristics and application in the fourth unit. And fifth and sixth unit are completely devoted for application of these protection to relays to develop the different protection system for power system element. Now in unit number 5, it is completely focused on protection system for power transmission line, and more weightage is given to transmission line. The reason is very simple. If you look after our power system, so transmission line are exposed to the climatical condition and it is spread around thousands of kilometers. So probability of occurring a fault on transmission line is much more as compared to other power system elements. And if you see the statistics, around 50% faults are on transmission line. So it is more important to give a good protection system for a transmission line in order to maintain the reliability of our system. So in fifth unit, we need to study the different protection system, drilling system, schemes for overcurrent, earth fault, directional protection for transmission line. Then also a distance protection system for transmission line, differential protection system for parallel feeders and ring main protection, carrier current relaying system against overload condition, and we also need to provide the protection against power swings in the transmission line. So different types of protection system we need to develop for the transmission line so that during any fault on the transmission line, our protective relay should take care of that fault, and as early as possible they should disconnect the faulty part of our transmission line from remaining healthy system. Now in unit number 6, so it deals with it, this unit 6, we need to develop the protection system for other elements of a power system like transformer, which is at the heart of our power system, then motors, alternators, bus bar. So we need to study or we need to develop the different protection schemes which will provide the protection to different power system elements against different types of faults that we need to study in the sixth unit. And in the sixth unit, another thing that we need to discuss, that is the basics of static relays, which we call the second generation relays. So how we are going to develop a static overcurrent relay, static overvoltage relay, static directional relay. So that block diagram for these different types of static relays we need to develop. And then introductory part of microprocessor based relay is also need to discussed in brief in the last unit. And if time permits, though it is not included in syllabus, we try to see the basics of numerical relays, which is a fourth generation release. So this is about the content of our syllabus for the subject of switchgear and protection. Now, to after completing this course, so all these 6 unit if you learn and complete it, so expected course outcome after completing this course, you should be able to make use of your knowledge regarding the construction and working of different types of circuit breakers and fuses to select the one as per the application requirement. And if, say, after completing graduation, if you are working in any power companies, then this knowledge is very helpful to you in your job assignment. So this is the direct outcome of this subject. So based on your knowledge which you gain through this subject is used to select the proper rating, proper type of circuit breakers, proper rating and types of your fuses for your different application. Then you should be able to demonstrate the construction as well as working of different types of protective relays. Then third, after completing this course, you should be able to design the protection system for power transmission line, as well as say you have you can able it is able you can able to design the protection system for other power system element like transformers, alternators, motors, bus bar, etc. So if you are able to do this, then we say our course is, say, 100% out of our target we are keeping, it is satisfied. So then you should be able to know the basic of static relays, basic of microprocessor relays also, which you need to use in the field. Then to cover all this subject, to prepare for this subject, so the n number of books are available in our library, and also nowadays we know, so number of books are also available online, ebooks. So these are the list of some books that you may refer for your reference while studying the subjects of switchgear and protection. So switchgear and protection by S.S. Rao, power system protection and switchgear by Badri Ram, then fundamentals of power system protection by Y.G. Paithankar and Bide sir. Both are from PNIT Nagpur. Then power system switchgear and protection by Dr. Virappan. Then power system protection and switchgear by Ravindranath and M. Chandar. Then one good book is Art and Science of Protective Relays, Relay by C.R. Mason. And in addition to these different books, again, so whenever we need or whenever we are going to design a protection system for any equipment, any part of power system, say practically when we go for these things, so we need to follow the Indian standards. So it is mandatory for everyone. Whenever you go for design of any machine, any part of machine, any system, it must follow a certain code which is given in the Indian standard. So we must know which are the Indian standards that we need to refer time to time for designing protection of transformer, protection of alternators or anything. So that Indian standards and they are available as nowadays on online on the sites of Bureau of Indian Standard BIS New Delhi. So that we need to refer because whenever you go in the say field, so they are always talk in terms of IS standards. Say relay 60 number terminals, 50, 51 points. So it is all according to IS standards, and that meaning of that code is universally or at least minimum in Indian standard it is common and it is applicable. Or mostly the standards are matched throughout globally. So these are the some references. Again, in these are the books. In addition to books for updating, getting update to your knowledge, so you have to refer the IEEE transaction on power system and power delivery to keep yourself updated regarding the new development in the area of protection or in the area of say switchgear parts or say in the area of say electrical engineering itself. So you have to refer the recent papers. Now as this subject is the most practical approach, so in addition in supporting to the theory it also has a laboratory in addition to the theoretical parts. So in our laboratory session, we need to conduct 8 to 10 experiments. So these are certain list of experiments which we need to conduct in the laboratory. So first two experiment in which we are going to design, we are going to develop the control circuit for various simple tasks, just like to control the power supply, that is just to switch on and switch off the supply to the three-phase induction motor. That similar circuit we are nowadays used in the dual starter. So that control circuit of dual starter we need to develop ourselves in the laboratory. Second, we have to control the direction of three-phase induction motor. So to control the direction of induction motor, what we need to do, we need to change the phase sequence of motor. So that phase sequence change is for that purpose we need to develop the control circuit. Similar, once you know these two circuits, then skill is developed in yourself, so which helps you to develop some other control circuit also as per the requirement of your application. So then another basic testing which we require to conduct, that is polarity test, ratio test on CTs and PTs. Then we need to plot and we need to determine the characteristics of inverse definite minimum time overcurrent relays. There are different types of overcurrent relays, out of which we try. So in the lab session, we are going to plot the characteristics for IDMT relays. So once you know this, how to plot the characteristics for IDMT relay, then we can plot it for other relays also. Plot the characteristics of differential relay. Then plot the operating characteristics of MCBs, miniature circuit breaker, and fuses. And then we are going to compare also. So what is the difference between characteristics of MCBs and fuses for the same rating? Then also in addition to the power system lab, we are also developing the ladder diagram to demonstrate the working of dual starter using PLCs also. So we are very fortunate, we have a separate PLC lab which is developed in the department in collaboration with Mitsubishi India Private Limited Pune. So in that laboratories we have PLCs of different standards. So Mitsubishi make PLCs. So using that PLCs, we are developing one ladder diagram for that PLC, and we develop the dual starter. You need to develop dual starter and show the demonstration of that dual starter using PLC. Then in the second part of our lab session, so the first part of the lab session is a simple experiments on individual relays and to check that performance of the relays, performance of different relays, characteristics of different relays and that. In the second part of our lab session, we need to actually develop the protection system. So first is develop the protection system for alternator against overcurrent and earth fault protection. Develop the merge price protection scheme for three-phase transformer. Then operation of static overcurrent and under voltage relay. Then we need to study the protection system for three-phase induction motor using microprocessor based relays. And last one is a demonstration of numerical relays. So in numerical relay, the beauty is a single relay will provide protection against all the faults. So these there are total here the list is 12, but because of time constraint, we may conduct any 8 to 10 experiment, and if time permits, we can do all also. So after completing this lab session, all required experiments, what is expected outcome is after completing this lab course, student will be able to develop the control circuit using say contactor, push button for various applications like direction control, induction motor, dual starters, this circuit, etc. Any other also we can develop. Then also after completing this one, you should be able to plot to determine the characteristics, operating characteristics of different electromagnetic relays like overcurrent relays. In overcurrent relays again IDMT relay, very inverse overcurrent relay, definite time inverse current relay, definite time overcurrent relay, differential relays, fuses, MCBs, etc. Then again we should be able to develop the simple protection scheme for various power system equipment like alternators, transformers, induction motor using electromechanical relays. Then you should be able to demonstrate a simple protection system using static and microprocessor based relays after completing this lab. So this is the brief overview and what we are going to discuss in the subject of switchgear and protection, and what is the course outcome which is expected by university, which is expected by our institute after completing this course, that minimum skill should you must acquire so that our purpose behind learning this subject is get fulfilled, and that qualities are inculcate in you people, which helps you a lot in your future careers. So, with this brief discussion about the introduction part of our subject, I think if any student is having any query, we should please discuss. And in the next class, we are going to start with the content of our syllabus. So, I am very much thankful to all of you for your patience hearing, and hope all of you should now just aware about the content of the syllabus, as well as you should aware about the course outcome of our theory course as well as the practical course. So hope you should understood the also the main point is that's a prerequisite for the subject, and I hope you should go through that prerequisite, and if anyone has doubt in any point related in that listed out in the prerequisites, then personally say individually, or if it's a difficulty for majority of people, then we discuss that point in class also. So I'm thankful to all of you once again, and we will meet in the second lecture very soon as per our timetable. So thank you. Thank you.